What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Dee Dee. Welcome back to the channel. So I'm back with another quick reaction video for you guys. Now, in this video, this woman was on a date with a man, but you know, she thought she was having a good time on a date, but this man decided to leave. So he ghosted her. He left her on the date, and I don't know why, but I want to play this clip and I want to get y'all thoughts on this. Why do you think these women are getting ghosted on these dates? Why is it so difficult for these men to date these women in 2026? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel, hype this video up, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But let's go ahead and get into it. Here we go.
I'm having a great date with this dude, and then he gets up and he leaves. Did he really just leave? I'm so shocked. Like, what the y'all, I'm not even joking.
Well, damn. If you're not feeling a date, baby, at least say it. Just leaving somebody high and dry, that reflects poor character.
He in the bathroom. He left. He dipped. He's gone. That is insane. He said, and he just walked away. You getting blocked tonight?
Tonight? Talk about immediately, boo. But you know what? I'm not gonna block you. I want you to call or text me. And I want you to know that I ain't in my feelings. But thank you for blocking me from whatever it is that you carrying that ain't for me. I know that. But one thing I'm finna do, I'm gonna tell this restaurant how you just walked out without paying your bill. Because I'm only paying mine. And I'm giving them all your information.
Listen, you know, I think this is interesting, and I'm always mind boggled when I see stories like this of men just going to the bathroom, excusing themselves, and never coming back. But what is happening? Because we're seeing this this is happening more and more these days. Is it just the fact that these men, you know, why? You know, the only thing that I could think of as to why they might be ghosting these women is the fact that they're really not that interested. They took a chance. They offered the woman out. She's, you know, she looked like and sounded like she might have been potential. And then when they get on the date, they have a conversation. I guess, you know, they start talking about certain things, and they just realize that, oh, this is not what I'm looking for. And instead of saying, you know what, this was cool, this was a good idea, you know, the date was cool. Instead of doing that, they just get up and leave nowadays, child.
Oh my God.
They're not wasting no time, and they're not even explaining themselves. They're just like, peace, I'm out. She said something I didn't like. I'm not gonna tell her that I don't like what she said. Baby, I'm gonna just excuse myself and I'm gonna get the hell up on out of here. This is what we're seeing. There's so many videos of women complaining about men ghosting them and walking out on the dates and just leaving. And so you know, I don't know if that's the best way to handle it, but at the same time, what you gonna do? They could do what they want, really. You know, this idea of men being courteous and, you know, being all these things that, you know, having these chivalrous standards. These men aren't doing that these days, baby. When I say we're not in a traditional world, we're not in a traditional world. We got modern women, we got modern men, and it just seems to be the nature of a lot of modern men. They don't care. They don't feel like they owe you an explanation. Clearly, they don't feel like they owe you anything. They look, if you say something or do something that turns them off, they like, ooh, okay, that's a wrap. I need to go to the bathroom. I'll be, you know, and they'll never come back. So, you know, it's, you know, I personally think that's a little rude. Like, you shouldn't do it like that. But at the same time, who can tell another grown person what to do? They're not obligated to give you a courtesy that you think is, you know, or obligated to be courteous to you. They're really not. And clearly they don't give a damn. And so I just think, you know, it just leaves these women hanging and leave them confused as to what went wrong. Because in their mind, the date is going great. You know, they getting their food. He paying probably, and you just ordering. Maybe you ordered too much. Maybe you did something that rubbed them the wrong way, and they're just saying, F it. You know what I mean? So maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But when I tell you, we are in a different space. We are in a different time. This is not the old dating standards or the old way. You know, we're in a totally different way of doing things when it comes to dating and how men are responding to women and how women are responding to men. And it is a major shift. show. It is not going the way that it should go, and it is what it is. And once again, say, hey, I only call out women, but I think women have a lot to do with why men are moving this way. I really do. I think women have contributed to this behavior. I do. The same way we could say, oh, men back in the day, they didn't do things right, and maybe they didn't have their fathers to teach them, or just the same way we can hold men accountable for their actions and how they have dropped the ball on so many things. We can definitely call out the women as well to say, hey, y'all have definitely contributed to this behavior, because the way y'all act, and maybe these men are not communicating in the correct way, and they don't feel they have to. They're just doing what they want to do. And maybe it's because we have a lot of women who, spew out this independent nature and idea that they don't need a man, and that, hey, they can do this and that and that. And these men are sitting here probably across the table from these women thinking, this is an independent boss chick. She don't really need me to pay for this, or she don't really need me, and she's telling me all these things. And then he just realized, okay, I'm not gonna waste no time. I'm out of here. Now, I can only assume what they're thinking. I can't pinpoint it. I wish I could ask. I wish I could ask men who ghost women, what's going through your head? What are you thinking? What was the conversation like? What did she say that rubbed you the wrong way? Because it had to be that. Or maybe her appearance wasn't what you thought it was. Maybe, because all this dating on these apps and all these filters and all of these things that make you look totally different. Maybe she looked different on the app, and then when you saw her in person and you were not feeling her, and then you didn't know how to tell her, so you just got the hell up out of there. Maybe that's the issue. I don't know, but whatever it is, it's definitely leaving a lot of these women confused, because once again, we're in a society of a bunch of 10s. Everybody's a 10. Everybody's a bad B. And so they believe that when they go out, and not realizing that men, are looking for something totally different. And, women don't see their flaws. They don't see what's wrong with them. They don't see any of that. And they think they're just on this high, beautiful horse. And these men are looking at them like, ooh, no, I see too many cracks in her hole. I see too many cracks in her, situation. I see too much going on here. And, even though men aren't vocal about it because they don't want to hurt your feelings, they have eyes, and they're looking, and they're listening, and they're listening to what you're saying. They're looking at how you look. They're paying attention to you. And so once again, I just think maybe they're not communicating in the right way, and don't feel that they need to communicate anything to you, and they're just ghosting. They're just ghosting left and right. They're just getting the hell up out of there. They don't care. They go get in their car and they skedaddle, and they don't look back. Oh my God. So they leave the women hanging. And that's what it is. And I think y'all have to really vet these, instead of rushing these guys to take you out and spend money on you. You need to have more conversations with them, and send them some pictures of you with no makeup and no hair or anything on, just to make sure that they're still attracted to you. Because a lot of times, you can put on a facade, you can do all these filters and all this makeup and all this stuff, and these men like that look, but then in reality, you look nothing like that. So you gotta make sure you're talking to somebody who's interested in how you really look, and show them your real face, your plain skin, your hair, natural hair, because it really makes a difference. Listen, y'all, let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Comment, like, subscribe, hit that bell, hype the video up. I definitely want to hear your thoughts on this one, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.